So this is today's job. I'm sorting out the forks. So the fork before was a bit too long, it was a bit like an Easy Rider. So what I'm doing is shortening it by 50mm here. So this is one I've already done, and this is the one I need to do now. So it involves chopping down the springs and adding a little spacer. It's such an easy job, it's probably about an hour's job really. So I'm going to do this one on here. Now if it hasn't been opened in a while, it will take a bit of effort. So we're doing this to drain it, so all of this is springs and oil, there's no air in these. Apart from a little bit there. If we take this screw out, then we can drain it. So what you could do now is take the sleeve off. Take this little nozzle off here, that's where the screw goes into, and you just need to bleed this. So whilst that's draining, I've put it back in the clamp here. Now there's nothing better to hold that still than the actual yoke there. So what we need is a 22mm socket then, and a spanner. So now's the time to show you what's inside. I've got this end cap here, this screw at the bottom here. Got this little attachment that goes right at the very end. That's like a little cover over there. That's the main spring. And then right at the end we've got the piston, a little spring there, and that's the lot. That's the whole inside of the spring. So the idea is that we get this steel pipe, cut this to 50mm, use it as a spacer there so this moves down, and then cut 50mm off this pipe, off this spring here. So here we've got the 50mm tube. I've put a piece of tape around here, so at least you can have a straight edge then when you're grinding through it, so you know that it's going to be perfect all the way through. Sometimes if you don't do that, you grind at an angle and then you've got something that's useless. Right, so I've got this bar here. Put the little spacer on, make sure you've got the flattest side against the spring. This little spring goes on here. And they all go in this piston here, making sure that they come out the bottom. Now you can see that this doesn't stick out as much now because we've put that 50mm spacer in. So that's in place now. What we need is to put this new shortened bar in. We can make sure that we put the side that we've cut pointing up. Put that in. We've got this new little spacer which goes in as well. And we've got our other small spring which goes on top. And then this plug here. And then our 22mm socket just to tighten it up. Now before you actually close it up for real, you will need to put the same amount of oil back in. That should be in the Haynes manual of how much oil you need. So you just put it back in the top there and then put this on. But just for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to put the top on without the oil for now. And there you go. So you've now got new shorter forks by 50mm.